This is an interesting title. How to ask anyone for anything. Seems like it might be a bit overstated. Or is it? You may be thinking, really? You mean after I watch, I will be able to ask anyone for anything? Well, yes, that is exactly what I mean. You should know, however, what I do not mean is that people will always say yes. Hi, I am Judy Millison, and I'm here to talk with you about making the ask. Let's start with a simple exercise. Think about a time when you were able to respond favorably to someone who asked you for something. It could be anything. A recipe, a phone number, a recommendation, to borrow your lawnmower. What were some of the most memorable elements of that experience? What was good? What was bad? What did you feel? Pause the video for a moment and jot down some of your thoughts and feelings. Hold on to your notes. We will come back to them at the end of the presentation. The mere act of asking demonstrates the mutuality of a relationship and an explicit recognition that we could all use a little help once in a while. And when the terms of the ask are somewhat inconsequential, the ask is easy. Can I borrow a cup of sugar? Is someone sitting in this chair? Can I bum a ride to the library? Do you have time for a call? So why then is it harder to ask for those more difficult things? Things like money, a raise, a promotion, an introduction or a referral? Well, mostly it is because the act of asking exposes our vulnerabilities and leaves us open to rejection. And all too often, we equate difficult asks to failure. A failure to manage your money properly, a failure to take care of yourself. In fact, asking for assistance is just a simple acknowledgement that someone else is in possession of something that can help you in some meaningful way. And almost always, those we ask respond favorably and do so enthusiastically, pleased they were able to help. It's a win all around. The secret to a successful ask, particularly those that feel more challenging, lies in the intentionality of the request and the mutuality of the exchange. Interestingly, much of what I learned about the ask came from my years as a professional fundraiser. I worked for 4 years at a community-based nonprofit organization raising annual funds, and then for 3 years at a college, first as a corporate and foundation relations officer, and then as the assistant director of development. There are a few lessons I learned from that work that I believe are applicable to any kind of an ask. First, asking and giving are personal acts. People give to people. When you ask for something, your appeal should always be personal and demonstrate not only an awareness of whether the person is able or has the resources to give or offer help, but also in ways that reflect a commitment to shared interests or values, a shared reciprocity, if you will. We help someone because we share something in common. We probably would not ask someone who dislikes sports to attend a ball game with us. The ask does not align with that person's interests and will probably be unsuccessful. Conversely, if you were to ask your college professor neighbor for advice about how to pick a major, there is likely to be a different level of interest and engagement. The neighbor is knowledgeable about and perhaps even personally interested in helping you select the right major. Second, whenever you make an ask, the ask should be intentional or purposive. The focus not on what it is you want, but rather what you will do with what you are given. When I was young, my parents would always make us write thank you notes to our grandparents when they sent us money for our birthdays. We were never allowed to just say thank you. We always had to tell our grandparents what we did with the money. And that simple act made them feel even better about sending the check. They knew their money was being used for some greater purpose. Even though my grandparents learned about the purpose after the gift was made, they knew their money would be used for something that was important to me. Giving, and by extension asking, is never an end in itself. Both are always purposive, requested and granted to accomplish some greater purpose. So when we ask, whether it is a cup of sugar for a cake, or a donation to support a favorite charity, or assistance with a project, we should always be prepared to share what will happen as a result of what is given. Third, never apologize for asking or offer disclaimers, even if you're uncomfortable. These kinds of statements, "I hate to ask but," or "I'm not usually the type to ask for help," shift the dynamic and often make people feel awful. They may agree to help, but for all of the wrong reasons. Not because they want to help, but perhaps because they feel obligated to help. Remember, if you did not need the help, you would not ask. So the simple art of asking not only communicates what you need, it also sends a powerful message that you think the person you are asking has the interest and ability to help you. Make your request with confidence and offer your sincere appreciation when someone helps. Asking with gratitude shows that you believe in the power of collaboration, of community. It is important to express gratitude and appreciation for other people's help. People need to feel appreciated and valued. The notion of purposiveness comes up again here. Often when we ask someone for help, we not only know what we want, we also know why we made the request of a particular person. It was specific and intentional. Simply share that information with the person when you are asking for help. And finally, be prepared if someone says no, and try not to make the no about you. When someone responds negatively to a request for help, their response is likely to have far more to do with them than it does with you. Try to avoid personalizing the no and use it as an opportunity to learn more about the motivation for the no, without being self-deprecating. Perhaps asking your neighbor if there might be a more convenient time to come by, or if she would prefer to meet you in her office, might be a way to better understand your neighbor's response. Let me conclude by offering a few final tips as you consider your next ask. Start off by acknowledging your relationship with the person you are asking and build some rapport. "Good to see you. Your garden is looking great." Then you will want to transition and prepare for the ask. As you might know, I recently started at the local university and was talking with my dad about how to decide on my major. He reminded me that you are a college professor. I was wondering if I could ask for your help. Then you're going to want to move right into making the ask. Be sure it is purposive and specific. Would you be willing to talk with me about how to decide between an anthropology major and a sociology major? Once you have asked, be quiet. This is often the hardest part, but also the most important part. Wait for the person you ask to respond. Be patient. When the answer is yes, respond with gratitude and work out the details. When the answer is no, seek some clarification. "Oh, okay. My dad said he thought you taught sociology. Do you have any advice about a resource I might read or someone else I might talk with?" "I taught sociology. It's just that I was about to water the garden. Can you come by after dinner?" Pull out that piece of paper. The one where you jotted down how it felt to respond favorably to a request someone made of you. What were some of the emotions you jotted down? I know for me, I typically feel good when I'm able to help. In general, both my professional and personal life experiences suggest that people want to help if they can, particularly if they can do so in a way that advances the things or people they care about. Just remember to be intentional, to be clear, to be specific, to be confident, to be grateful. And I have no doubt you will be successful.